Hi, this is Brad Jones with EDL 951 Module 1. A little bit about my personal family. I've been married to my wife for 17 years, almost 18. We have 4 children, Ambra, Keely, Hayden, and Eva. Eva's not actually our child. She is a student of mine who moved in with us about 14 months ago. It's been a very good thing for my wife and I, and also for Eva. We have 2 awesome grandsons, Reed and Theodore. We've lived in Oklahoma, Missouri, Texas, and now Kansas. A little bit about my education and work experience. I have my bachelor's from the University of Central Oklahoma in liberal arts, my master's in education administration from William Woods University. I've been in education about 19 years and done everything from in-school suspension to social studies to athletic director and then to administration. I'm currently in my 3rd year at Oskaloosa as a junior senior high principal. And we're the largest 2A school in Kansas, and often at times the smallest 3A. I've coached football, track, baseball, and golf, still coaching football at Oskaloosa junior high. And I've also been an administrator and a teacher in both public and independent schools. Part of that, I've done a litany of different things, including Air Force, corrections, fraud investigation. But I did retire from the Oklahoma Air National Guard in 2018. For the critical reflection, focusing on my current superintendent, he's been in Oskaloosa for 13 years. He is very active in the district. He can be seen at almost every home event, athletics and arts, and at several away events. He's not like some of those superintendents who are like Oz that you'll hear their voice every once in a while or get an email. He is present. He does have a great relationship with our Board of Education, and part of that, he wants us to have a great relationship with the board. We do Friday notes where we send him an email with things that have gone on in the week, maybe some things that are coming up, maybe some hot spots, and he shares that with the board. And often they respond to us to get more information. Our superintendent, he is very accessible as a new guy coming in. He's made himself very accessible to me and helped me with the transition, not only becoming the principal for a first time and not an assistant, but also coming from the independent school world where I had a lot of questions and a lot of acronyms. I thought military acronyms, but Kansas does a good job of that. Great thing about superintendent, he encourages each administrator to think outside the box. We have a lot of questions. Him and I go kind of back and forth. Always very professional and really does a good job pushing me. He also understands the pulse of the district and the community. So sometimes when we think that something should be done, he usually has a reason why he's holding back or saying no, or maybe even pushing forward. He took over the district when the district was almost broke. I think this had less than $40,000 in reserves. And so he's been there through the bad times, and now we're thriving, and he's done a good job ushering us into this. Kind of coined the phrase, it's great to be a bear, and that's known throughout our community. For safety, and our board does a good job with that. For student and faculty safety, we have the Safe Defend system as a box. We have about 20 boxes that are placed around the district. If a teacher or staff member feels like there could be an active shooter or something that's going on that our students and teachers need to seclude themselves or run or hide, fight, they can swipe their finger on this box. It automatically calls 911. It activates a different type of alarm. It'll notify the teachers via text or email what box to swipe so they can know exactly what they need to do with that run, hide, and fight. And then inside the box is some non-lethal defense tools and whistle, orange vest, and first aid kit. Video surveillance, we have at least 90 cameras in the hallways, entries, outside of perimeter, and parking lots. And every year we seem to add a few more as we find little hot spots or camera technology improves. We can zoom in, we can save, um, we can make copies. It's pretty neat. And we can access these videos from our laptops and cell phones. We do have drug testing for all students who participate in the CASE activity, as well as all bus drivers are tested. And right now there's negotiations with our board and our teachers about teachers being drug tested. So we'll see where that goes. Kind of a critique of myself. Some of the strength. I've been to a variety of different schools, public, private, big, and small. So it gives me ability to understand the needs and how things work at different levels. Relationships are one of my strengths. For me, that was everywhere I've gone. That's been how I've been able to get in and work along with people. For me, that, and I'm always pushing that with the teachers. If you can build a relationship, then you can go almost anywhere. Calmness, no matter what's going on. Try to have a cool head. I've been in weird situations since I've been in Oskaloosa. That student put his arm through a window, hit a major artery. It was a non-speaking student, and blood was everywhere. I was able to go in calmly and handle the situation. Even walked in student trying to hang themselves. May need to decompress later, but when I'm in the moment, it seems to kind of shine on that. Have a kind of a big picture guy. Want to see where our district is going, and want to usher us into bigger and better things. And also, some of my strength is not afraid to fail. If I need to learn from it, I will. Sometimes you need to scrap it, or sometimes you need to tweak things, move it on. But failing it's okay. Areas improvement, finance. I do the budget for my building, and that's about it. So, other course I'm taking is finance. So, not one of my favorite areas, but such is life. Small details when it comes to that big picture. Sometimes I don't go deep enough and get into the weeds of things, and I need to work better on that. Just well, I also need to step back and take a pause and look at things and before proceeding, because sometimes I get pretty excited and want to move quickly. Understanding the public school way of thinking, spoke about that a little bit. Often I feel that the independent school world, we just did things a little bit more simple, and I didn't know why that we can't do that in public schools. So sometimes I understand why. Some things I still don't understand, but working on that. And then paperwork. Do not like paperwork, but it is part of the job, and I'm getting better at that. So, kind of my plan on moving forward. I'm not sure I really want to be a superintendent, but if the situation arises in the perfect spot, then I want to be able to move right in and do it. And to prepare myself, I want to spend more time with the superintendent, understanding more about his role, the ins and outs, why he does some things, why he doesn't, and just kind of pick his brain. Want to develop a great network of highly skilled and motivated educators. I do this a lot on my Twitter account, um, just kind of reading what people are doing, saying. Sometimes I will connect with people. Sometimes I'll delete people based off things, but I think that's important. Continue my education, this program at Fort Hayes, and then maybe look into my doctorate. I like to attend relevant conferences and workshops. I think KSD does an outstanding job at his conferences, but I also need to look at some that are outside the region. Professional journals. I'm an avid reader, and I love some of the journals that I get. Real world application and seeing what people are doing, right and wrong, I think lends to a lot of knowledge that we need for this position. And then lastly, I just want to become the best principal that I can be. So, looking forward to learning and getting to know everybody else. Have a great evening.